Welcome to this explainer. If you've been paying any attention to the AI space, you know things are moving at absolute breakneck speed right now. But today, we're going to organize all that chaos. We'll be looking at exactly where the massive capital is flowing, how model architectures are fundamentally changing under the hood, and how AI is finally crossing the boundary from little text boxes right into our physical and digital workflows. Let's kick things off with a perfect summary of the current landscape. A recent tweet from Swix really captures the vibe right now. The real wealth creation isn't necessarily happening in the glamorous, highly publicized AI research labs. Instead, it's the folks building the quote-unquote boring infrastructure who are quietly succeeding. We are firmly in the picks and shovels phase of this technological gold rush, and those foundational layers are where the serious money is being made. Here is how we're breaking things down today. First, the massive AI infrastructure boom. Second, how we're redefining AI reasoning. Third, agents actually mastering real work. Fourth, the shift into multimodal and physical AI. And finally, what's happening on the local model frontier.
All right, Section 1, the AI infrastructure boom. We've got to follow the capital.
Just look at the sheer scale of the funding rounds that dropped this week alone. It's wild. Exop pulled in $250 million. Modal raised $355 million to literally rebuild the cloud stack from the ground up for AI workloads. And then there's Hark, pulling in a staggering $700 million at a $6 billion valuation, aimed squarely at GPU infrastructure. Investors just have an insatiable appetite for the compute layer right now.
And this perfectly illustrates our opening point. While everyone else is out there chasing these sci-fi frontier capabilities, a company solving the highly unglamorous problem of data retrieval is quietly printing money. Take TurboPuffer, for example. They handle search and retrieval, which is absolutely crucial because frontier models only seem like magic when they pull in the exact right context. By solving that specific bottleneck, they've already hit $100 million in annual recurring revenue and reached actual profitability, while everyone else is still just burning through cash.
Moving on to Section 2, redefining AI reasoning. This is all about math and architecture. So a huge part of this evolution is happening in the realm of mathematics. You might have seen the recent debate over OpenAI's reported result on that Erdos unit distance problem. Regardless of the immediate skepticism or, whether benchmarks can be gamed, math is acting as this highly legible, verifiable frontier for testing true AI reasoning. It's a space where outputs can be rigorously checked, debated, and extended. It's basically the ultimate proving ground for next-generation intelligence. But to hit those benchmarks, researchers are totally rethinking how models process information. Have you heard of RAV2, representation autoencoders? Researchers found that if you sum up the last few encoder layers, instead of just relying on the very last one, you get 10 times faster learning. It's kind of like reading the last few chapters of a mystery novel to really understand the ending, instead of just skipping to the final page. You get better reconstruction and better generation, and get this, absolutely no added inference cost. Rethinking these basic assumptions is unlocking massive efficiency gains. Section 3, agents mastering real work. We are moving from chat directly into workflows. Agent design patterns are growing up fast right before our eyes. Developers are moving way past those simple single-agent setups where you just type a prompt and cross your fingers. Now we're seeing explicit sub-agent orchestration. We're talking about architectures where a manager agent delegates specific tasks to specialized subagents. It's a real game changer. It is literally compressing what used to take weeks of human engineering down to just a couple of hours. Because of these architectures, how we actually interact with AI is undergoing a monumental shift. We're moving from chat IDEs into persistent operator workflows. The standout example this week? That new Codex update. Codex can now securely use applications on your Mac directly from your phone, even when the Mac itself is locked. Just think about the implications there. The AI is no longer just a chat window, it's a persistent operator, seamlessly running workflows across your devices in the background. Section 4, multimodal and physical AI. This is where the digital meets reality. On the visual side, tools are getting incredibly compositional. OneWay's Aleph 2.0 is a perfect example of this. They've solved something called reference-guided edit propagation. Practically speaking, that means you can make an edit to a single frame of video, and the AI will seamlessly cascade that exact edit through the entire moving sequence. It takes video generation from feeling like a random slot machine to being a highly precise, highly practical tool for creators. And it's not just happening on screens. Hugging Face is doing something absolutely incredible with their LaBeaUrock project. They are democratizing physical robotics with a genuinely full-stack open release. We're not talking about a multi-million-dollar Boston Dynamics parkour robot here. This humanoid costs roughly $2,500 to build. It uses 3D printed parts, open hardware, open CAD files, the whole shebang. It's explicitly designed for high repairability and rapid iteration for real-world robot learning.
Finally, Section 5, the local model frontier, the power of open source.
Look at how wild the local ecosystem is getting right now. Alibaba's Qwen 3.7 Max is absolutely stunning the AI community. Check out the leaderboards. It's roughly tied with GPT 5.4 X-High, and it's actually beating Google's Gemini 3.5 Flash on major benchmarks like SWE Bench Pro. Seeing a model from the Qwen family performing at this elite, frontier level, it is completely shifting everyone's expectations of what open-weight models can do.
But this incredible performance poses a massive question for the community. Is Alibaba actually going to release the open weights for a model this powerful? Or as they start competing with the frontier labs, will they keep the Max series closed to protect their API revenue just like everyone else does? Historically, the Max series stays closed, but man, the community is on the edge of their seats waiting to see what drops. And that sparked some intense speculation. You see, most local users are bottlenecked by 16GB VRAM limits on their consumer hardware. So the big hope is for a highly efficient 35 billion parameter mixture of experts model that can be shrunk down to fit locally. But there's also this lingering fear that the true 3.7 architecture is actually a massive 390 billion parameter private model that'll never run locally. Oh, and underneath all of this, users are just really hoping the Qwen team has finally fixed the model's tendency to overthink. You know, that excessive chain of thought process that pumps up benchmark scores but totally ruins the latency on simple everyday tasks. So let's bring it all together. As the compute infrastructure pulls in billions, as architectures get faster, and as models evolve from basic chatbots into persistent operators seamlessly running apps on our own devices, the ultimate takeaway from today's explainer is this. Are you personally prepared for AI to actually take the wheel of your daily workflow? Because it's no longer just research, it is real-world action. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next explainer.